If you have ever wondered what real danger looks like in a city alley, it does not wear a monster mask. Sometimes it wears a smile. Sometimes it wears colors. And sometimes it wears a clown wig. This happened in Austin, Texas, on a night that looked completely normal on the outside. On the surface, it was a simple weekend. Visit a divorced mom finally letting her kids stay over for the night, and 4 siblings who were just excited to see the woman they barely got enough time with. Back then, they were just children. The oldest was 13. They did not understand crime statistics. They did not understand how dangerous some parts of East Austin were becoming. They only understood excitement. Her apartment was not in the good side of Austin. Even in daylight, the buildings around her complex looked tired. Tired the way objects look when they have seen things they should not have seen. One side of the complex was bordered by a narrow service alley. That alley was not a casual shortcut. It was the kind of dark tunnel you only use if you already lived there. Outsiders would never go down that path on purpose. Kids didn't. Think about any of that. They had met the neighbor's kids earlier that month. They had laughed, shared snacks, and small-talked the way kids always do. So that night, they all agreed, since it was October and Halloween was coming, they should play hide-and-seek in the dark. The little street lamps in that parking lot gave off that dull orange sodium light you see in old crime documentaries. Shadows looked thicker. Corners looked deeper, but none of them felt danger. They felt adventure. At exactly 9 p.m., they all walked out to play. They used the silly chant every kid in America knows. Bubblegum, bubblegum. In a dish, until one kid became it. Then the rest exploded into the night, scattering behind dumpsters, parked cars, and dead corners of the complex. The oldest girl and her sister pushed deeper. They chose the alley. And then they saw it. At the end of the alley, under a weak overhead security light, someone stood there. Tall. Too tall. But more than that, stranger than that, the hair was a big clown afro, bright-colored, cartoonish. The face was shadowed. The body posture was completely still, like a mannequin, and that stillness made it wrong to run back. When they tried to show the other kids, the clown was closer. Not running, not walking, just somehow closer. Then another clown appeared behind them with green hair. Panicked and able kids sprinted toward their own apartment. The siblings ran upstairs to their mom. But this was not the end, because around 2 a.m., the 13-year-old woke up thirsty. She walked to the small kitchen. She opened the fridge. Plastic bottle. She turned. She heard something on the window, the second-floor window. She pulled the blinds. The same clown face was looking right at her. I leveled 2 floors up. Black makeup, no smile, no mouth visible, just eyes. Staring like it was studying her, cataloging her existence, memorizing her face. She screamed. Mom ran. Mom believed. But by the time Mom looked, the window was empty. Some people in Austin will tell you it was drunk college kids. Others will say probably Halloween prank. But adults who lived around those complexes back then have a darker theory that some of the vacant storage rooms behind the alley were being used for drug distribution, and sometimes they would use freak costumes to keep kids away. Nobody ever proved anything. But every October, when the Austin air gets colder, that family remembers one thing very clearly. Sometimes your worst nightmare does not need to talk. Sometimes your nightmare just needs to stand still and let you imagine what happens if it ever decides to move. If this real Austin night scared you even half as much as it scared them, then like this video right now, subscribe and make sure notifications are on. Because the next story is even darker.